Oh boy, is this stuff true? But sorry to tell you, bud, this is not at all day trading, not even light years close. This is pure coin flipping gambling action. This is never gonna work in the long run. This is gambling with zero edge. Well, I made 207 trades so we can address these claims and then also just show you what's been going on with my experiment with SPX options. I've now made, like I said, 207 trades. And yes, there was a train wreck too, which I'll talk about, but let's go into the data and let's take a look at how this all played out. And as a friendly reminder, maybe you're not aware of this journey, but I had a buddy, and I'll do it very quickly. I had a buddy, I trust this buddy. He told me about SPX options, said he thought I'd really enjoy them. So I decided to try them. But like anything, when you're new to it, you've got to prove consistency. You've got to prove that a risk can be managed, and you do that with smaller size. So yes, you're not gonna see any epic numbers here, but that's the backdrop. I was just trying to prove consistency and prove that risk could be managed. So here we are looking at the data, and this is TraderView. If you're wondering who is collecting all this data, if you're curious, I'll put a link down below that does offer a discount with a special coupon link. That's they've partnered up with me on that. So like I said, just let me know in the comment section or just check in the description and I'll send you a link to it. But here are the key statistics, and I just want to start off with the big one here. Largest loss, $955.74. Ouch, that was a train. Before I talk about it, it was my fault. Okay, so just at the core, this was my fault. But a quick recap, we had a storm. One night, power flickered, never went out. Next day, it was fine outside, a little overcast, but nothing crazy weather-wise. I put in an order for a trade, and then all of a sudden, boom, power goes out. And no, I don't have battery backups, but as a side note, that wouldn't matter anyways, because with the way the grid's set up, the internet is on the same power grid as what my house is on. So in other words, when the power goes out, the internet also goes out. Yes, I'm aware I could have some sort of backup of like through satellite internet or something like that, but I don't. And I've been trading for almost 20 years now, and this was the first time it happened, because usually if it is storming outside, I just won't trade because I don't want to take on that risk. But in this situation, it was perfectly fine outside, and it just happened to go out at that moment where I had an open trade. By the time I could get on the phone with my broker, by the time I could get out of the trade, it had gone against me and cost me $955. And then the rough part was, I just have to show you this because it's kind of funny in a ironic type of way, is just the extra salt that was rubbed in the wound. So I mean, you can see August, good solid month, but that was the day where it happened right here. And then what's, the salt here is to notice that on this trade, you can see options traded 4. So that was my position size, 4 total contracts. But let's go back to the one that was the train wreck. You can see options traded once again. And then down here, the commissions and fees were $15.74 compared to the other one that we just looked at, where you can see again, same number, but commissions and fees, $4.98. So because I had to close it out over the phone, like any site, any broker, they're gonna have better rates if you do it online, but if you need to call in for an order, then they're gonna raise up those commissions, which makes sense because now you're talking to somebody, you're taking in somebody's labor hour. So, I mean, it was just not a good trade, including the $10 extra in commission. But even with that train wreck trade, which was, like I said, at the core, it was my fault, but it was a freak accident, which had never happened to me before. So I suppose you could argue that I shouldn't even include this data point because it is, it is a bad kind of bizarre outlier data point, but I decided, it happened. So therefore I'm going to keep it in there because it was part of the data collection. So it is what it is. So even with that big, nasty train wreck trade, let's look at the other numbers. So keep that train wreck trade in mind, but also keep in mind the opening accusations. Pure coin flip gambling. There's zero edge. It's never gonna work. Well, I suppose it's never gonna work is gonna be dependent on your definition of, well, when do you have enough data? I don't know, maybe you disagree. Maybe you don't think 207 individual trades is enough data to make any sort of claims, and I respect that. But I hope we could at least find common ground that 207 individual trades is not like a small amount either. That's a good, respectable amount of trades. But that is a backdrop here, and you can see that overall, I made $5,458.49. Very pleased with that, especially when I'm doing the smaller size for the reasons already mentioned. Average winning trade, $52.39. Average losing trade, essentially double that. Granted, again, that got a little bit skewed because of that train wreck trade. But regardless, the average losing trade would still have been bigger than the average winning trade, which on the surface does seem a bit sketchy because, well, so you're losing more than when you win. And yeah, but what needs to be also factored in is the percentages. So you can see over the course of 207 trades, I had 172 winners and 35 losers. And losers is always important because you've got to see, can you manage risk? And it's hard to know whether or not you can manage risk if you never have any losing trade opportunities. And don't tell me, well, I have a strategy that's 100% win rate. Do ya? And I have some oceanfront property in Iowa that I would love to sell you, okay? So if you have a 100% win rate strategy, then I guess you're probably the richest person on the planet, right? That does not exist. So my point here is being that you want to see losing trades, and losing trades show that actually your strategy is valid, and then it also shows and answers the question, well, can risk be managed? Because you could be consistent 95% of the time, but if 5% of you wipes out all those gains, well then yes, you can be consistent, but you actually can't manage risk, which therefore invalidates there is no strategy there. So when I have these 35 losing trades, again, I mean, of course I want to win every time, but from a data standpoint, okay, now we can look deeper into how does that affect the overall strategy? Are all my gains wiped away? What exactly does that do? And I have already answered that question. Well, no, it doesn't wipe everything away because overall I'm still coming away with $5,458. And I should note that this is also net. So gross, if I click on there, that number goes up, but that's before commissions and fees. So let's just keep it at net there. But right there, so yes, I am losing more, or my losing trades are bigger than my winning trades, but I'm also winning 83.1% of the time and losing, let's just call it 17% of the time. As far as consecutive wins, you can see I've had 20 winning trades in a row. I've had 2 losing trades in a row. And then the other interesting one is my average hold time, less than 20 seconds. And what did we say my average win was? $52. And real quick, just from a perspective building standpoint, think about how crazy that is. In other words, would I ever go up to somebody that makes a minimum wage, or let's just say, let's call it 25 bucks an hour and say, I average $52 in under 20 seconds. I'm not very happy about that, right? They would look at me as a massive greedy savage. They would probably laugh and think that I'm just joking because that's such an asinine, obnoxious, bizarre statistic to throw out there. $52 an average of less than 20 seconds. What? My point here is this. Before you go and look at your results and say, geez, I'm not very happy with that. Which, I mean, I suffer from the same thing. You look around social media and you see massive numbers, and then you look at your numbers and you're like, geez, I guess that's not very good. But really? Like, would you go and complain? Let's say that, your number was $25 in, 20 seconds. I mean, you would never go up to somebody making a minimum wage and complain about making an average $25 in 20 seconds. You just wouldn't do that because that would be crazy. So again, always keep perspective. Don't let others that you see out there, their results influence what you're doing within your strategy. And then you have all these other numbers. You have the Kelly percentage, the K ratio, profit factor. I can go deeper into which those mean if you want. I guess let me know in the comment section for potential video ideas, but I'm not going to dig deeper into that. I will say that train wreck trade crushed my K ratio. That thing was so much higher. But that one, I mean, it was just truly, maybe I should have called it a K ratio train wreck because, I mean, it destroyed that, but it is what it is. So those are the numbers there. And just from maybe make it a little bit more visual, you can see that started it back on May 30th. And then right here, June, good solid month, only 2 losing days. July, good solid month, 2 losing days. Had several days where I didn't trade because I did quite a bit of vacationing there. And then we had August. So 3 losing trades, including the train wreck on the 25th, which we've looked at. And then September, just did that final day right there, starting off the month there, green. So yeah, overall, a very consistent strategy, high win rate, and the losses, when they do happen, they can be bigger. And to just illustrate that, so we had a couple there where, yeah, you can see this day right there, 329 and then 347. That does wipe away a few days worth of wins. There's no doubt about that. But that does come with the sniper shot strategy. When you do take losses, sometimes some of those are going to be bigger than your gains. But again, it's all about that winning percentage and consistency where, you just got to, not let things spin completely out of control, and then things can, take care of themselves. So that is the sniper shot strategy as a whole. Very, very, what I would argue, solid numbers. Again, with that backdrop of the train wreck trade. And I'll let you be the judge, but looking at these numbers, looking at these datas, again, over 207 individual trades, was this pure coin flip gambling? Was there zero edge here? Like I said, I'll let you be the judge of that. But I've had the data, and you're gonna have to decide for yourself on whether or not you think this trading thing is just, like I said, pure coin flip gambling. That'll be up to you to decide. So I am gonna wrap these videos up. I mean, they're kind of popular, but not really when I show these sorts of results. But like I said at the beginning, I am gonna start to do other strategies now because I have more than the sniper shot. But I wanted to just look at the sniper shot, learn more about it in terms of the SPX option viewpoint, and just also show you how you're supposed to gather data. It's very difficult. I know everybody wants to ramp up position size real quick so they can get bigger numbers. But at the end of the day, you've got to start small, prove consistency, prove that risk can be managed. And then from there, you can start to scale things up. But as far as the data collection, I'll probably still do it. But as far as being able to do a video like this where I can say, look at all this data about just a exact specific strategy, I won't be doing that because, like I said, I'm just going to start to do other things. So I hope you enjoy this journey. And if you want to see what the sniper shot strategy looks like, all you got to do is go back and watch the past few months worth of videos, and you'll see exactly that. But you'll also see sniper shots sprinkled in my videos across, a lot over the years. But like I said, so it wasn't a new strategy that I discovered, but just it was new in terms of SPX options. So that's all I have for you. So let me know down below. Is day trading, would you agree that it's pure coin flip gambling, that there's zero edge? Or do you think maybe these results might bring into question that statement based on that person's thought process there? But thanks for coming with me on this journey. If you would like for me to continue to do more videos like this, maybe from different angles, again, let me know down in the comment section. But as far as I can tell, these sorts of, let me show you my results, they're not that popular, but if you do find them popular, or if you do enjoy them, then let me know by leaving a comment, because that communicates to me that maybe my data analysis on which videos are popular or not might be a little off. So like I said, let me know down below. But thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good one. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.